Bryce Young is officially broken. They got absolutely bludgeoned by the Indianapolis Colts. Never at one point in this game did anybody think that they had a chance at winning this game, let alone maybe even keeping it close. It was just a really bad showing from the Panthers, really bad showing from Bryce Young, their number one overall draft selection at quarterback. I think his confidence is shattered. He is mentally, physically broken, and he was never ready to play in this league year one. And he might not actually ever be ready to play in this league in the first place. One of the upsides, the quote-unquote upsides that a lot of people wanted people to believe going into this draft is that Bryce Young doesn't make that many bad decisions with the football, and his football IQ is almost unmatched, or not necessarily unmatched, but he has a high football IQ for the quarterback position, which already requires a lot of football IQ in the first place. So those were the big selling points, and he was a smart guy. He was a smart kid coming out of college. You know you're getting a sure thing on the mental side of the game. Doesn't look like it. After his first interception, he looked broken. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing out there. Body language, he just looked defeated. He looked like he gave up. And that is not something you want of your rookie quarterback. And let me break down the 3 interceptions he threw. They're all awful. Every single one of them. And they're all his fault. And I see a lot of people defending him the whole season, to be quite honest with you. But he is probably the main problem with the team right now. He's the main problem. You can blame the line, blame the receivers, blame the coaching, blame this, blame that, blame yada yada fucking yada. You can blame all that stuff all you want to. But when he's putting up a humiliating, because that's what it is, at the end of the day, it is fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing and humiliating that he has this performance on the day where CJ Stroud throws 5 touchdowns and breaks the all-time rookie passing yards in a game record with 470 and 5 touchdowns and a game-winning drive for the win to put the Texans back in potential playoff contention. It's just unbelievable. You can't write a script better than you can't script that. And I don't want to hear excuses for Bryce Young anymore. It's getting tiring because a lot of people going into the draft touted him as generational. They didn't do their due diligence to watch the game film and see that he had a lot of red flags in his career at Alabama. And one of them was the fact that he improvised for no reason on a lot of the plays. He ran out of the pocket when it was clean or when it was collapsing and when he could have made a throw, but he bailed out to make a tougher throw. It didn't make sense. He was playing backyard football at certain times, and that's not something that translates awfully well to the NFL. Yes, you can go off script. Mahomes and Allen are some of the best in the league at that, but they're fucking Mahomes and Allen. Allen is he's kind of overrated, but still, Mahomes is Mahomes for a reason. He's Mahomes for a fucking reason. Bryce Young was compared to a lot of people that he's not, and I think one of his main flaws is his weak arm. He has a cream puff arm. It's not good for the NFL level. This is a below average arm on a well below average frame for a quarterback and well below average size, for his height. He's like, I don't know how many pounds. He needs to gain some weight, get some muscle mass. Maybe hit mass, excuse me. Maybe that'll help his sort of velocity on the ball and how far he can throw the ball. I really don't know. What can you do to fix Bryce Young at this point? Bench him. He should never have been starting in the first place. Let him sit out the first year, learn alongside a veteran quarterback in Andy Dalton, and see where things go from there. If the season is over by week 13, maybe you start him for a couple games to see what he has in store. You don't start him for a full season. It's really bad. You got to kind of feel sad for him a little bit, and you got to feel sad for Panthers fans, because you were advertised that Bryce Young was the real deal. There's not one game he looked like he was a franchise quarterback, where he even belonged in. There was a couple where he looked like a game manager, but most of his games, he hasn't looked like he belongs in the NFL yet. He really hasn't. And Andy Dalton had a game where, they called a lot of screens and stuff, but they call a lot of screens for Bryce Young, and he still has bad performances. Andy Dalton, in I believe his one start, looked better. Looked like 2 times better than Bryce Young. And Andy Dalton's old and washed up, and he has a cream puff arm. So, Andy Dalton's arm talent is probably, at this point, better than Bryce Young. you're better off putting in Andy Dalton in the game for various reasons. This is an untenable situation if you're the Panthers, because Bryce Young is officially broken. Thank you all for watching. This is Mr. Truth, and this was nothing but the truth. See you later, everybody.